Hello on this Friday, another hot, humid one out there, and boy, we could use some storms. Of course, the latest drought monitor is out and showing more drought from Minnesota all the way through the southwest. Talked about last week how since they've kept track, the U.S. drought monitor has never seen extreme or exceptional drought up to 26%. Well, it's up to 30% now. Some stats for us: ninth driest year to date so far out of 127 years of records. And our June was the 7th driest. So that's been the whole setup for the drought this season. Of course, that exceptional drought, which has never been recorded in Minnesota since we've kept track of this, through northwestern Minnesota has expanded. Extreme and exceptional drought, now 58% of the state. So all categories pretty much increasing slightly from last week. This is this week's compared to last week's drought monitor. So things have gotten worse, despite the rain we had a couple weeks ago. So we may get some rain tonight, another chance Sunday, and then again on Tuesday. So at least there are some chances. This is the 90-day rainfall deficit. So this goes back to mid-May. So it's a little misleading because it includes some of the rain that we actually had in May. But basically, we need anywhere from 6 to 9 inches of rain across the state to make up for the drought. They're getting that to the south, of course. This is Hurricane Grace. It moved over the Yucatan yesterday. Now it's moving towards the coast of Mexico. And we also have Tropical Storm Henri. Now this is an interesting one, throwing us for a little bit of a loop here. Henri is out in the Atlantic, tropical storm right now, but is expected to strengthen to a hurricane and potentially hit Boston, Long Island, those areas here as a strong tropical storm, maybe even hurricane force. So it is going to basically go straight north. And the problem with Henri's track is it's moving over some very warm waters. Typically, we see most of the tropical conditions, those very warm waters necessary for hurricanes, 85 degrees or warmer water to the south. But temperatures are well above normal in the waters off of New England from some of the heat they've had this summer. So we'll see if it's cool enough just before getting to Boston to weaken it. But these are wind gusts. Could see some hurricane force gusts at least as it makes landfall Saturday night into early Sunday. So they will be getting a lot of rain in the Northeast, several inches of rain. And again, we are hoping for that here. Our chances today, the Storm Prediction Center has the best chances of severe weather just to our west. We are on the edge of that slight risk. So as is often the case, we are hoping for leftovers. Storms already going in the Dakotas today. We've got a surface low where the storms are firing up already across North and South Dakota. That's moving east slowly. And then we have this upper level wave we've talked about all week. This is a pretty potent chunk of energy aloft, all combining along with the heat and humidity to produce potentially some strong storms. Looks like the best energy, that C.A.P.E, convective available potential energy, is going to be across parts of Kansas, Nebraska, up into western Minnesota, in the eastern Dakotas. You can see we don't really get in on it, at least for the start. And the best shear, and remember, shear is winds moving in different directions or faster in the same direction in one spot. And that helps to create organization because it gets those storms spinning, which keeps cool and warm air separate, so the storms live much longer. And that's why we get the supercell index higher, again, in western Minnesota and then also to the south. So best chances of severe weather to our west, but if they can hold together, we could get some of that. So this is 4 o'clock, one of the models, and then look at it, seems like a classic scenario. I know, it splits and the storms dissipate as they move east. So that is not a good scenario. So that's one of our rapid update models. This is the NAMA model, the North American model. Similar scenario, 4 o'clock. We've got storms in southwestern Minnesota, and then not splitting as much, but still splitting, you can see, to a north-south area. So rainfall amounts in the metro may be limited as a result here. So these are 4 different model scenarios. The 2 models I just showed you have basically a hole over eastern Minnesota as a result of those storms dissipating. But the European and American models, a little more optimistic at keeping some of those storms together. But we are talking about probably late in the evening, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, before we see anything in the metro. And then cooler temperatures next week. If you're sick of the heat and humidity, we've got a string of 70s just in time to start the fair if you're going to head out there late next week. But those temperatures by late next week are actually average. Yeah, believe it or not, it is almost the end of August. So near 90 today, 70s tomorrow. It's going to be cooler. We've got a quick shot of cool air behind this system, but it's not going to stick around very long. And then another chance of storms Sunday night, and then again late Tuesday night as things heat up, get a little bit more muggy again Monday, Tuesday, and then we'll see that more significant drop in temperatures